These tomatoes, as you see them, they are now raised. They are not leaning on the ground. So they are growing from bottom to up. So meaning that they are not leaning to the ground to attract a lot of moisture, which will later attract pathogens, which can make these things rot very fast.
Welcome to yet another edition on the Farmers Hub. I was here recently and I told you it is going to take 2 months for you to start harvesting these tomatoes, and the time is now. The Hope Organic technology has worked very well. You farmer out there who want to explore, who want to start farming tomatoes, who want to do organic farming, the answer is today. First of all, if you're new on this channel, if you're very new on this channel, make sure you subscribe, smash that button, comment about what I'm about to bring to you. All that you need to know about when and how to harvest these tomatoes is today. Make sure don't leave this channel. Stay on the channel and you're going to be getting all the answers from Hope Organic as we do harvesting, as we do the do's and the don'ts when it is on this level. So make sure subscribe. I'm going to test the tomatoes this time and you will do the same. Go tomato farming, reap big, make money out of tomatoes.
Irrigation.
The first thing here is that when you want to benefit into tomatoes, you have to, especially during the rainy season, you have to stake them. You have to put them onto the system where they should not lean on the ground. When they lean on the soils, those soils are they harbor, the soil harbor diseases, and these diseases can affect the what? These diseases can affect the ripening tomatoes and even those which are still raw. So we appeal to you farmers to always stake your tomatoes. Another thing here, you have to choose a good variety. We believe that the person who has hybrid Victor F1 will not suffer the consequences of rotting, because there are varieties which are very fast in rotting. There are many varieties which are very fast in rotting. So we appeal farmers to use I recommend hybrid Victor F1 for farmers not to register losses. So another thing, staking, we normally use these twines as trails for them to guide them through, so that they cannot get what? They cannot attract pests and diseases from the ground.
I'm seeing a lot of work here. To those ones out there who are, yes, they are willing to do farming, but they are in offices. Can they manage this if they are not on the ground?
For as long as you obtain knowledge, the rest is okay. You have to first get that skill. Once you get skilled, everything can be okay, because when you get skilled, you can be able to also to train your shamba boys to do your work at home or in the field, as you handle other activities. So it is a matter of organizing your team. You equip it with skills then you go and implement.
Just to talk about how do you handle now I can see these tomatoes are now, some of them are bending, others are breaking because maybe they are handling
The weight.
the weight. How do you handle it in this capacity in order not to lose a lot of it?
Yes. You know, we normally pick the ripened ones, and we choose to pick it, especially when we pick it when we choose a good market. Rather, when you have a market, we choose a market day. We pick it. All dealers come and buy from us here. So by picking it, the weight is also lost, and it continues living the way you see them.
Now going to the market, that is a big challenge here in Africa. After putting a lot of money in bringing up this kind of tomatoes, the challenge comes to the market. I understand the people who come and sell, buy from you, the consumers, they charge a lot of money. How have you managed this? How do you tell farmers, those who want to do farming, that maybe the market is there? Because like you, Hope Organic, you may be having a good market, but I may not want to start my farm. Then I start grappling with the market. What is your technical advice in this?
We encourage farmers to target dry spells, because you see this garden was established in late December. It was this plantation, rather these plants were planted on 26th of December, and we are in April. So in January, February, there were no rains. Rain began rainy season began in mid-March. So between January and March, we have been experiencing a drought. So farmers were not able to do the garden or to do the tomato farming business. So now we are taking that advantage. So whoever now is there wanting to get into such a project, especially table crops, should now first put his emphasis on irrigation. You have to put the irrigation system first, or you have to consider irrigating or watering your crops before you enter into such a project. I don't want to encourage you to enter it into, especially during the dry spell. Rather,
during the wet season.
During the wet season, yes. You have to begin it in a dry spell. Yes.
Now the tomatoes are very expensive because of maybe the dry spell we've been having. How much is a kilo of the tomatoes if somebody starts?
Traditionally, we have not learned how to buy tomatoes in kilos, but I hear that a kilo is now at 4,000 kilo of tomatoes. Imagine this one can go up to 500 grams.
Yeah.
So you need 6 of these, or let's say 10 of these to have a kilo. Meaning you will find that 4 tomatoes or 3 tomatoes like this are at 1,000. But here, when you go to the local markets, you'll find these tomatoes at 1,000. Just 3 of these. Some are selling 4. So basically, that is how the market is trending.
How have you maintained the diseases that affect pests and diseases that affect tomatoes, especially during dry season and during wet season right now?
Yeah, for you to overcome such issues of diseases and pests, there has to be a discipline. It has to be followed under a principle of integrated pest management strategies. So you have to first observe what is attacking you. When still at its early stage, you only confront only what is attacking you, not spraying it just for the sake of spraying. If I see that it is tomato leaf miner, then I will go and use the pesticide which avenges the tomato leaf miner. If there are thrips, you have to use the pesticide which is killing, which can avenge the what? The thrips. If it is tomato leaf blight, tomato blight light, whether early or late, they are given fungicides that are killing that disease, or that reduces the impact of that disease. They are those which are.
We are tackling different things. You know, tomatoes, as I told you, people are yearning to do tomato farming because of Hope Organic ideas. Which other idea? Because of late, we are getting many diseases out of the pesticides that we do. What do you recommend for farmers who do tomato production? Because for you, you are doing Hope Organic. What do you recommend in order to lessen the number of diseases out of what we eat? What could you recommend, basing on the organic fertilizers and organic pesticides that you are applying on different varieties of tomatoes?
It has to be a system. This system you are seeing, the raised tomatoes, the one you staked. When you stake, the one who is managing, the one who is spraying, is able to cover the entire crop. But for those which are not staked, those which are crawling on the ground, you cannot cover it, because you only spray on the one side, so you cannot manage. Rather, you cannot reduce the quantity of pesticides and fungicides you are using if you don't stake. Secondly, yes. So, secondly, is to know the right amount, the right type of pesticide and fungicide you have to use at what time. So you have to know that small. You have to obtain that small knowledge of pharmacology, so that you can ably utilize or use the pesticides and fungicides appropriately. Even the fertilizers you use, which stage are you using what fertilizer? Which stage and what fertilizer? That is very key also. If you are not organized enough in fertilizer application, these fertilizers, if you apply a lot, they will end up leaving adverse effects onto such crops. So some can even scorch, others can wither, and you lose a lot. So it is a matter of getting or understanding the strategies and the integrated pest management strategies for you to overcome such.
I understand you put a lot of money and the time onto this kind of tomato production. How would you advise that farmer listening and watching you in order to reap big, basing on the amount of time and money you put in this?
I want to disregard your statement that we inject a lot of money. We don't inject a lot of money. We inject a lot of knowledge and maybe some time.
Time is money.
Yeah, but in terms of spending money, not at all. Because you look, we are managing something that is already quantified. Yeah, we know if it is a dry season, we know how much amount of water
You
the
need.
plant needs a week. So we don't just spray, rather water the crop anyhow. Because when you overwater it, the plant can easily scorch. When you give it less, it will also become stunted. So it is better you know the right amount of water you use, the right amount of fertilizer you have to use. In fact, even the right amount of pests and fungicide you have to use according to situation. Now, once you know the right amount of money and when to dispense it, it is the thing that can save you a lot from registering losses. Another thing is another.
What last word would you tell your farmers who are yearning to copy or to start this farming? Because after people seeing Hope Organic in Africa, I've been receiving phone calls from Nairobi, Kenya, Kisumu, Nakuru, others from West Africa. They want to join this campaign of organic, Hope Organic. What would you tell them?
The first thing, if you want to achieve into such a business, you have to obtain knowledge first. You get some skills. Start with the little you have. Do that pilot study, because these tomatoes take only 2 months to maturity, to reach maturity. 2 months are not, it's not a very big period. So you quantify each and everything, know how much to spend on what and when. Then you will be able, because the moment you quantify each and everything, you can be able to succeed. Another thing, I want to give you just a hint. A single plant like this, for us we have managed to, we are projecting it to get a gross profit of 10,000 shillings, Ugandan shillings. Yet we had injected 3,740 Ugandan shillings. That is around $1. But the output, the output or the incomes is 10,000 shillings, Ugandan shillings. So we are now privileged to say that we are earning over, we have earned the 10,000 out of a single plant, and we are expecting to earn over 20,000 from a single plant. So our expectation, our expected yield is times 3, and even the income is also times 3. So that is the good thing of quantifying such crops. So 10,000 we projected was a bare minimum, but now we are happy to say that we are earning now over 30,000 from a single plant. Can you imagine that where I am standing now is our third an acre. Our third an acre has accommodated 1,470 plants. And if you want to get to know how much I am earning, you get that plant population times 30,000 of Ugandan shillings. So that is the way people should at least make a money out of such a venture like this.
Well. You can see the farm is looking good. People have been harvesting, and the thing is very good, and the garden looks very good. Thank you for watching this episode of the Farmers Hub. We've been talking about farming as a business. How do you harvest? When do you harvest? And when do you get the market, and where to get that market? You farmers out there, do something. Start yours. Start something very small and then you reap big. You start small, expand a little bit so that you can feed the nation. For you farmers who want to start tomato production, you have all the answers here at Hope Organic. You can start yours and feed this nation. The market is there, plenty of it. It depends on you and where you get your market. You can start, even those who don't have a big garden, you can start a backyard garden at your home and you reap big. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for loving the Farmers Hub. Until next time with another episode, I wind up.